Victory Monday becomes Victory Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, what a feeling. The fact that we are celebrating a W on a Friday morning is so foreign because the NFL hasn't given the Lions any primetime games, any Thursday night games, anything like this. Now, granted, that was well-deserved for years. But here we are, given a little respect, and with that respect, what do? We turn around and flip off the Kansas City Chiefs while they're hanging their friggin' banners and getting those rings. The Detroit Lions taking a W in the season opener. Got my Decker jersey on, celebrating the fact that the O-line did their job. One of the best O-lines in the NFL, absolutely proving it last night, giving Goff all the time in the world to stick in the pocket and chuck the pigskin. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Victory Friday. It's good to be here. Definitely lost most of my voice last night. I woke up and I was like, well, at least 60-70% of it came back. Didn't think it was ever coming back. It was a wild time. I hope you guys all enjoyed the game, doing whatever it is that you did with whoever it was that you were with. What a blast. Listen, man, there's a lot to be seen, a lot to be said. I think first and foremost, the number one thing is, please, dear God, never let Chris Collinsworth call a game ever again that Patrick Mahomes is playing in. That man is in love with Mahomes. We all know it. We all see it. That's fine. But I don't need to hear it all over the television all night. I about muted that game. That man is so annoying. That is terrible announcing. Be better, Chris. Be better at your job. Now, as for how Kansas City fans are feeling, I don't know. I'm sure there is some sort of consensus of, well, we didn't have Kelsey or Chris Jones. And you would be right. You didn't. In the same way, we didn't have J-Mo. You know, and some people may be like, wow, that was a gambling thing. Well, I think there's a lot of, lack of clarity, maybe some haziness regarding the gambling situation and what is and isn't allowed. However, with no Travis Kelsey, you do see the effects on some of those balls that Mahomes threw to Tony and some other guys that are just dropped, flat out dropped. Now, in the same way, Mahomes threw behind a couple of his receivers, those guys trying to make tough plays. There was just a lot of lackluster in the chemistry department for the Chiefs. Now, I know we only won by 21-20. However, you could see it, you could feel it the whole way through that no Kelsey meant no chemistry, really. Knowing that the Chiefs were, that Patrick Mahomes is 5-0 in season openers, and the Lion waltzed in after bookends, finishing Aaron Rodgers' career in Green Bay, in Lambeau, with a W, knocking them out of the playoffs, keeping them out of the playoffs. And then we come into this game saying, we got nothing to lose. It's 0-0. Let's go prove to the NFL, to everybody on watch, hey, we're coming, and we're coming from the NFC. We're coming for the NFC North. That's what the Lions did. They shut down that record for Mahomes. We go in there. We haven't won a season opener since 2017. So, huge momentum push for this Lions team coming into a season in which Lions fans, you and me, we're expecting a ton. I am expecting so much out of this squad. And you know what? We see it last night. You see it in the O-line. You see it in Goff, in the defense. So let's break it down a little bit. First and foremost, we knew at some point there had to be a trick play. The point where it's 7:30, people are coming over, I'm hanging out with my boy Tom, and he looks at me and he's like, we got to pull one trick play, a fake punt, somewhere in this game. And I was like, it's got to happen. It's got to happen. The balls on Dan Campbell to do that inside your own 20, because if that failed, I think it was in the first quarter, that fake punt fails, the momentum, the death of momentum in that moment, because the Chiefs turn around on the 18-yard line, 20-yard line, and just punch in 7. They would just punch in 7 real quick, and that would kill the momentum. So being able to extend that drive, insane, huge, love the guts. Now, granted, if it didn't work, we'd be sitting here right now and I'd probably have my face in my palm being like, are you kidding me? Why would we do that? You know why? It's who Dan Campbell is. It's the aggression. It's the, we are going to win this game doing whatever it takes. Frickin' love it. So I loved seeing that come out there. Offensively, Jared Goff, 22 for 35, 253 yards and 1 tutty. Jared Goff, seeing him take that upon his shoulders and the way this guy has carried this team and he has carried himself and his character is incredible. We love you, Goff, for what you are doing. The man stuck in the pocket all night long. There was only one play that I look at Goff, and it was on that third down where he attempts to throw it out to the right, where he could have really, it was in the fourth quarter, could have just ran left, picked up the 6-7 yards for the first down. That was like the only time that I was like, oh man, that was tough. I think that was probably one of the biggest mistakes I saw all night, but otherwise, he did his job. He stuck in there. He found Josh Reynolds all over the place. Josh Reynolds, 4 receptions, 80 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, always doing work. And my friends, we have to talk about David Montgomery. Shipping away Jamal Williams was tough. Shipping away Jamal was like, we cut out our heart and we just sent it out because we saw everything that Jamal was for this squad. But bringing in Montgomery, that man can break tackles like nobody's business. 21 carries, 74 yards, and 1 tutty. Montgomery is a bowling ball of a human. A bowling ball of a human, just barreling his way through the defense. He is worth the money. It was worth signing him and moving on from Jamal because as much as I love Jamal was incredible in the red zone. Monty took care of so much throughout the length of the 100 yards, doing work. David Montgomery, thank God, thank you that you are here. Great move bringing him in. Jahmyr Gibbs, my man might be too fast for himself. Trying to get his feet under him, but we see how explosive he is, and we see the acceleration coming off of Gibbs in this first game. I don't think anybody's complaining about Gibbs and that pick, and speaking of which, I don't think anybody's complaining about Jack Campbell. How about that third down play where Jack Campbell extends his arm, knocking the ball, deflecting it, which would have been huge for Kansas City. It shuts the drive down. Jack Campbell, pick 18, friggin' worth it. Worth it. I am so stoked on this team and really the defense as a whole. D-line struggled last night to get to Mahomes in the first half. They really struggled, and when they would get there, he would just, do what he does. He would zip out. He would slip out, zip away, pick up a couple yards. However, D-line turned it around in the second half. Aidan Hutchinson, James Houston making their way to Mahomes, dragging him down. That one James Houston play where he wrapped around his legs and he wouldn't let go kind of brought me back to his debut against the Bills because he did the same thing to Josh Allen. Did the same thing, wrapped around him, brought him down. James Houston, the entire D-line, Charles Harris, they were after Mahomes, especially in the second half. Didn't allow him to really pick up as many yards as he was getting in that first half. All in all, very proud of the defense. CJ Gardner-Johnson chirping away, making plays. Obviously, there was that one interception that went right through the breadbasket, right through the mitts. But this secondary, what an overhaul. Brian Branch. Brian friggin' Branch. Thank you, Green Bay, for that. We pick him up. He comes in the clutch with a pick 6. I'm sitting there waiting for a flag. I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, where's the yellow? Where? Nothing? Pick 6? Brian Branch. Now, when he went down with that calf injury, I was scared, but haven't heard yet. I think it was just a cramp. Sounds like it was just a cramp. But as a whole, man, Brian Branch, the secondary, Cam Sutton just being locked down, doing work. Shut down Mahomes for a 21-20 W. It's like, as much as it is shocking, I went into this game thinking it's 50-50. We could do this. We can absolutely do this. No Chris Jones, no Kelsey. I don't know what the chemistry is going to be like with Patrick and the rest. Plus, their defense is young, so, where are we going to be? Happy Victory Friday. I do think that call on Penei Sewell, those two flags that offset each other, was garbage. Unless they didn't show, I didn't see him actually do anything that was worth a flag. He just got into his face. So unless you saw something else, drop it in the comments. But also, the Chiefs' right tackle, all night, lined up way off the line, sometimes way too far off the line, and he was jumping. He was moving all night long. They finally called one. They finally called one in the last 2.5 minutes. Thank God, because we needed it. But all night, me and my boys, everybody, we're looking around. We're like, he is jumping, right? Over and over and over again. But of course, nothing until the very end. The tripping call, garbage. Doesn't matter. 21-20, the Lions victory Friday. How you guys feeling? Where does this put you in the scale? I originally said we were going to lose this game about a week ago. That was before the Kelsey thing. Lions starting out 1-0. Get ready for Seattle. We get a nice long break. It's 10 days before the next game. The boys get to rest. They get to revel in it. Detroit Lions here to stay. It's a new era. It is not your grandfather's Lions. It is not your father's Lions. This is our Lions. They are new. They are here to stay. Put the NFL on notice. Obviously, giving us the season opener. And my voice hurts. So I think I'm done. How do you guys feel about the W? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know. And that is it for today. Be hyped, my friends. Lions fans. Be hyped. And for anybody who's wanting to get aboard the train, here is my give me your passport. Here's the stamp. Welcome to the Detroit Lions bandwagon. Join it. As long as you fly the flag, if things ever go south, feel free to fly first class. Well, I've never flown first class. I think if I ever did, it would change me forever and I would never be able to go back. I was just on a plane a couple weeks ago and I was like, this is the worst. I can't imagine. And I'm 5'11". I'm like, I can't imagine being 6'3", sitting in, what am I talking about? Bye.